Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are playing Raft. Now in this game we are stuck on a tiny raft in the middle of the ocean. And our goal is to use this hook to grab resources from the ocean to craft tools and expand our raft, and eventually there are some story locations that we can find to get some lore. Alright, I'm not very good at using this. We're gonna want to get wood first off in order to expand the raft, but first we're gonna need to make a hammer, which also requires wood. Okay, leaves. We can use those to make rope, which is used in a lot of things. Yeah, I'm not. Okay, come on, give me that plastic. Okay, am I close enough to grab that leaf? Okay. The barrels have lots of goodies in there, so we're gonna want to grab those whenever possible. See, this one had a bunch of palm leaves, plastic, and a plank. So we can, essentially the barrels give us a lot more resources than if we just grabbed all of them individually. The other thing we're going to want to do pretty quickly is craft some nets, so we can grab the resources in the ocean as we drift through them. But that's going to take quite a lot of resources, so that's probably not going to be the first thing that we do. We're just going to want to expand the raft first, and yeah. Aside from expanding the raft, the first thing we're going to want to do is manage our hunger and our thirst. And first we're going to manage thirst by building this simple purifier. I'm going to place some planks in here, craft ourselves a cup, fill it with salt water, and place it in the purifier. And now we wait, and that will eventually become fresh water, and the shark is eating my raft. Dude, oh, I don't have a spear yet. Dude, come on. Okay, well, now we definitely need a hammer because my raft is a 25% smaller. There's an island over there, and islands have unique resources, but we're not gonna stop at islands until we have an anchor. Alright, we need more planks and rope before we can craft the hammer. Okay. Okay, come on, grab those leaves. Okay, we grabbed those leaves. Okay. Grab some wood. Okay, good, we got it. Okay. And now we can craft this hammer, which will let us expand our raft. And now we actually need to grab 2 planks and 2 plastic. Will let us replace that square. Okay. We managed to make a grill, and we're going to make another purifier. And this time what we're going to do is we're going to create a buffer layer around our grill and water purifier, so that if the shark comes and attacks the raft, it will attack the outer edges first, because it can't get to the inner edges, so that way we'll protect the important stuff. This will be our strategy for preserving our raft until we're able to get some metal ingots and do the fortifications, which the shark can't break. And eventually we're going to want to surround our raft with those fortifications and then just build up. Because we can do that once we get enough resources. And I'm dying of thirst. Okay, we just have to wait for the water to purify. Because drinking salt water will only make thirstier. Which actually happens in real life too. That's also how it works. Alright, come on. Grab this barrel. Okay, good, we got it. Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna get beets and potatoes from the barrels, and eventually we're going to want to agriculture those. And now we have a research bench. Now with the research bench, what we can do is we can input resources, and it will unlock the recipes that use those resources. So right now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to input all the resources we currently have, and then as we go we will get more resources. So we're going to research scrap, and leaves, and planks, and all that, and plastic. And yeah, so we've already got crop plots. So we're doing good. Okay, rocks. Okay, good. We've got arrows from that. And rope. Oh, that unlocked a lot. We got buckets and paint buckets. And leaves. Alright, nothing unlocked from leaves, but they did get us progress in that. Looks like for that one we're going to need nails. And nails you can craft from scrap. This is going to come up a lot in this series because nails are used in pretty much all construction projects. So we're going to end up needing a lot of nails. Right now we have 14, but that's not going enough for our plans with the raft and all of that. Alright, gotta grab this plank. And now we can craft the simple collection nets. And these are just going to go on what is right now the front of the raft. But to be honest, the raft turns around when you hit islands, so the front will not always be the front. So, what we're going to eventually need to do is just surround the thing and then fortify the nets. So as we drift through the ocean, we're collecting the maximum amount of resources that we can. Because we are just always going to need resources. That's just always going to be the case. Right now, our only ways of steering this raft are a sail and a paddle. But the paddle is really slow, and the sail only really takes you windward. So eventually there are other ways that we can steer the raft, but those will be unlocked by other resources that we will collect as we go. So we're just going to have to drift on the ocean for now. Yeah. Collection nets are really a much better play than just getting things out of the ocean, because I'm not very good with this hook. And now that we have an anchor, we can stop at the next island we get. Alright, and we're going to want to build some crop plots so we can start producing more food. We've been collecting beets and potatoes from the barrels, and what we're going to be able to do with that is use the beets and potatoes to produce more beets and potatoes via agriculture. Yeah, it's a bit cramped, so really we're only going to get 6 additional fruits from this, but once we upscale the production, it'll be great, and we'll have so much food we won't even know what to do with it, and it will be amazing. Alright, these crates here give really good resources. They're like barrels plus, and oh, I missed it. Okay, trying again, come on. Yes, we got it. Nice, we got some scrap. Yeah, so the barrels and the crates are really the only way we can get scrap from the ocean. When we go to islands, we can pick some scrap up from the reefs, and that's going to be the best way to get a lot of it. But in the beginning, right now, we're mostly going to be getting it from crates and barrels. Alright, and yeah, we're starving to death. Great. Alright, we're just gonna wait for that to cook. You can also eat them raw and it has negative effects. However, it does reduce the nutrition you get from it. Yeah, we're going to be eating a lot of beets and potatoes, and here's the shark again. We have a spear. Yeah, we're gonna stab the shark. Thank you. Now go away. Okay, alright, and now we fix our raft. Yeah, we're not in too much danger from the shark right now as long as we stay on top of it. Because if he takes out one of our slots, we can replace it. The collection nets would be a decent loss, but we can replace them at the cost of resources. So, yeah. Yeah. There are also larger drills you can construct. Yeah. Yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good. Just a lot of collecting resources and floating on the sea because we actually do not have the capacity to steer right now. Yeah. We're gonna want to make some... It's time to make a chest because I have too much stuff. We're going to craft the first cup. We're gonna craft one for each of the crop plots, and we're just gonna only put that in there. It's slightly inefficient, but eventually when we have a lot of beets and potatoes, it'll be really helpful. Alright, this is a big island right here. I think there's, like, nasty stuff here, like, warthogs and screechers, I think they're called. I was calling them rocks for the longest amount of time, but they're called screechers. They're these big birds that drop rocks on your heads, and they're super annoying. Alright, this is a decent small island. We can get some good starter resources here. So I'm just going to use this plastic ore to get over there. Because this is what we can do. Alright, we've made it, and we're going to swim over to the island. And, oh no. I forgot to craft shark bait. Okay, we're just going to be grabbing the resources from land today. Just from land. Okay, we're up. Okay. Oh, it's not going to be fun swimming back to the raft. I don't have any food. Anyway, let's pick some flowers. The flowers we can use to make paint later on. Probably not gonna do that for a while, but that's on the agenda. Alright, I think ooh, there is stuff down here. I think the shark stays pretty close to the raft, so I'm pretty sure that as long as I'm able to stay on the other side of the island, that I should be safe from the shark. Okay, that was correct, and I was able to get some clay. And clay and sand are going to be necessary because we need clay and sand to make a smeltery, which will unlock the metalworking aspect of this game. Oh no, he sees us, up on the raft, up. Okay, he got us up. Okay, we're on the raft now. Okay, untie the anchor, let's go. In the raft. Dude. Oh no, I fell off. Oh no, back, get back on there. Okay, up, come on. And I died. Okay. Yeah, I can respawn, but it does cost, like, 2/3 of my inventory. But it does sound like that includes durability on my tools. So we didn't lose too much, but our tools lost durability. Dude, I'm not happy with you. Yeah, we got him. There's gonna be a new one in a minute, but hey, we killed the shark. Shark also drops a shark head and meat. Hey, boy. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna go grab that. It's too far away now. Actually, no, I killed that shark. I earned that. Let's go get him. Killed that shark. I earned that. Let's go get him. Alright, we are back, and we have 4 shark meat and a shark head. And now I can add the shark head to I can put on the shark head, wear like a hat, however the teeth will block my vision. And I'm not too into that idea right now. I like my field of vision. And we're just gonna go check out this other island. Well, we don't have a shark. The shark does respawn, but it takes a couple of minutes. So we're gonna take advantage of that. Oh, there goes the ore. And here we have a metal ore. Now, this is going to be that kind of thing that we don't need a lot of in the early game, but once we get into the late game, we're going to need so much of it that we're going to have to start using the currency system. Yeah, you can find trading posts on some islands, but mostly the ones I've seen have been on islands with, like, guardians that would hurt me. Alright, and now it's time to make a sail. Now this sail will be able to take us in more directions. Mostly windward, but I think I can turn it a little bit. I'm not entirely sure. Sailing is a little bit complicated. I've done sailing and it's hard. Alright, we're gonna open that and we're gonna go in a new direction. Alright, thank you for tuning into this episode, everybody. I'm really excited to start this new series. And if you want to see more of this series, remember to like and subscribe so you can see more of my videos. Have a great day.